Yeah, hi all.
Hi, hi Gopal.
Hello.
Hey Gopal, hi.
Yeah, hi. Mm, Just give me a second. I'll share my screen. Okay. So yesterday what we have seen, like we have discussed about chef configuring of chef and like how to configure into different organizations, how to get access and how to remove access and how to configure the knife for different organizations and basically how to check the knife output. That is what we have seen in last session, right? So in today's session, what we are going to do is we'll just see how to create the okay. So in today's session, we'll see how to create the servers using Chef. Okay. So let us go and do the bootstrap and see how to register the server.
Muted.
Server using knife command. Okay. So first thing we do this in two different ways. Okay. One is we're gonna create the server in AWS. Then we'll trigger the command. Okay. So and one more thing is we have to configure the details in AWS and then trigger the command. Okay. So in two different ways we are going to trigger the command. Okay. So now, so first thing is let me go to the AWS.
You're not yet sharing screen, just an FYI.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Okay. I just logged into the AWS. Okay. So like how to create an instance in the AWS. So first thing is you have to go to the hello. Okay, so Ambika is not able to hear me. Okay. So, like, if you want to create an instance in Amazon, so first you have to log in, okay, and in services you have to go to the a option called EC2, okay. Just go to
In
the
the last session,
yes.
I'm getting an error in when I prompt the knife user list.
Okay, so
It shows an failure to authenticate method.
okay, so that means your keys is not configured properly. That means
Yeah.
okay. At end of the session, we'll go through that. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So in compute, just go to the option EC2. Okay. In compute, go to the EC2, and once you go here, click on the launch instance to create an a instance. Okay. So click on the launch instance, select your OS. So we have different type of OS. Like first thing we have about Amazon Linux and Red Hat, and different type of Red Hat servers or Unix variants, and we have different variants of Windows servers. Okay, So as per requirement, select your OS. Example, if I want to create a Red Hat server, I'll go with the Linux, Amazon Linux. Okay, then followed by the CPU and memory. Okay, so how much is required? So when you create your free tier account, okay, make sure. Okay, so in the first step itself, make sure you select the image which is eligible for free tier. Okay, if you see my screen, so this option you will get it. Okay, say the image what I selected, it's free tier eligible. Similarly, so these are the free tier eligibles. So make sure you select that particular image only. Okay, otherwise they're gonna charge you. Okay, and you can select all CPU and memory, which is again free tier eligible T2 micro. Select only this one. Okay, and next configure instance details. Let it be default. Add storage. Okay, if you, I think for testing purpose 8 GB is most enough. Okay, so let it be default. Tags. Okay, tag is nothing but you have to assign the name to your server if you want to assign. Okay, chef hyphen client. So this is the name I want to assign. So it's just a display name for instance. Okay, confidence security details. So this security details is nothing but like what all traffic you want to allow to your server. Okay, you have to allow the traffic to your server, right? So you are configuring here. Okay, so what are the traffic you should be allowed? Okay, that was written here. So what it having? Create a new security group or select an existing security group. What you can do is first time you have to create a new security group. Okay, while doing just give the security group name, something like a demo if you want to give it. Okay, then followed by the description. Okay, okay, and what's the type? Okay, so like if you want to add one more role, so what you can do is you can select the type. You have different type, lot of types. Okay, whether they are TCP, UDP, ICPM, okay, SSH, SMTP, DNS, HTTP, POP, LDAP, HTTP. So different type of rules. Okay, you can allow your server. Okay, uh, if suppose you are not able to understand what traffic your application is using. Okay, so in those cases, if you want to find out, so what you can do, so you can do one thing, do all traffic. Okay, and custom anywhere, allow complete traffic to your server. Okay, but don't do this in real time scenario, remember this. Okay, so it's very dangerous when you do in a real time scenario, because your server is accessed around the world. A hacker can hack your server very easily. Okay, but for on a testing servers, if you want to test something, if you want to test your application, so what you can do, you can just on your test servers open all traffic, install your application. So once you install application, automatically your application will listen on a particular port, on a particular type, on particular protocol. See that, and once you see that, what you can do, come back to this particular security group, remove that particular group, sorry, remove all traffic, and add that particular security type. That is how you can do. Okay, so add the all traffic, find out what all traffic your server is using. Once you install your application, come back, open only that particular rule, and really delete the all traffic. Okay, that is how you have to follow. Okay, so now what I'm trying to do, so all traffic is means like any kind of traffic it will allow into the server. There is no restriction to the server. Okay, so uh, that is what it says here. Okay. Okay, so that is what it says here. Okay, so when you add all traffic, okay, so if you don't want to allow traffic from over the internet, so what you can do, you can mention my IP. Okay, so it takes your present internet IP. So I have connected to internet, right? So during the connection, it established a IP. Okay, that it takes that IP. So to this server, from my server, it will allow the all traffic. Okay, that is a convention. Or if you have any customized IP, so from that server also you can mention here custom, and you can mention the IP. Okay, it's up to you how you define your IP range. Okay, so make sure when you first time when you create, okay, instead of creating multiple times, so create first time, take the name, security group name, like something like demo. Okay, from second time, select an existing group, click on the demo. See all traffic which is previously I created. Now I'm using it. Okay, so that is how you do it. Next, finally review and launch. In review and launch, just review all the details. Once you review all your details, once you review, just trigger the create instance. Okay, once click on the launch instance. Okay, once you click on the launch instance, this is a display page, you get it. So what is this? This is a key which will help you to connect to your server. Okay, so this is a key which will help you to connect to your server. Okay, so once the server created, you have to log into the server, right? So using this key, you have to log in. Okay, this is a private key. Okay, so create an first time you have to click on the create new pair. Just give the key pair something like this and click on the download key pair. So once you download the key pair, for the second time, choose an existing key pair. Okay, from here, select the particular key pair name, like what are the key pair you want to assign. Click on something like demo and acknowledge. Click on the launch instance. Okay, that is how you create an instance in AWS and view instance. So once you're done, you can see your server is getting created. Okay, it hardly take 4 to 5 minutes for complete up of a server. So any doubts? Okay, so once the server got up, so now you can see let it come to back to checks. Okay, so once the server is up, okay, so go to your chef repo path. Okay, desktop. Okay, now go to your chef repo path. Okay, so as I told you, so whatever the knife commands you execute, so you have to execute from chef repo path, right? So I'm into this path. So from here, now try to do the bootstrap command. Okay, so use the knife bootstrap command. So what is knife bootstrap command? So knife bootstrap is a command which will help you to connect to this particular remote server from your workstation. From your workstation, it will contact this server, chef client server. Then it will install the chef client software inside the server. Once it download, it will install. Once it install, then what it will do, it will try to uh, register with our chef server. Which chef server? It will register with the manage.chef.io, this particular server. If I go here, 4, 9. Okay, so the server get registered here. Okay, now let us see how the operation is performing now. Okay, so to do that, what you have to do, knife space bootstrap, okay, space the server IP. Okay, you have to take the server public IP because private IP is not accessible over the internet. Take the public IP of the server. Okay, space hyphen sudo. Okay, -x ec2 hyphen user minus I demo.pem. Okay, now see. Okay, let me write complete command and then it may. Okay, -n chef hyphen client. Yeah, so this is a complete command. Okay, so what I'm saying to knife, go and bootstrap the server. Which server? This is a server IP. Okay, so as I told you to bootstrap the server. Okay, and moreover, I just given the username and the password to connect to this particular remote server. Okay, so what is this password? How I get this password for the server? So this is a key pair which I have downloaded the final step, right? So download a key pair. So that key pair name I have mentioned here. Okay, so the key pair should be present in the chef repo path. Okay, otherwise if the key pair you downloaded in the download path, just give the -i the download path. Okay, or you can copy that particular PEM file into the chef repo path. Okay, so you can copy into the chef repo path, or you can put direct, you can give directly download path. It's up to you. Okay, so I'm just giving the this username and password, and I'm asking to log into the server as sudo user here, hyphen sudo. Okay, so saying to register like this. So and once, okay, while registering, use this chef hyphen client.
Can you put that command in the chat window once
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
done? When you're done.
yeah. Yes, I'll do that. Okay, so okay, minus and chef hyphen client. So I'm saying forcefully while you registering the particular node with the chef server. Okay, use this particular node name to register yourself. That is what I'm saying. So I'm saying forcefully to register with the chef hyphen client name. Okay, so this is how you have to define your command to do a bootstrap. Okay, so once you do this, now type enter. See now what happens. Okay. So now if you see here what happened, uh, it has done few steps. It's done. So how speed it is now? Let me go to the chef server and see whether we go to chef manage. If I refresh chef 500, you can see. Okay. So last check-in time, you can see a few seconds ago. So last check-in time is nothing but the when chef last time checked into the server. Okay. So that is what last check-in time. Okay. Last check-in time you can see and the uptime. Okay. You can see uptime is server uptime. So from last how many hours the server is up. Okay. So that is what you can see, and you can see server private IP from which platform it is. Okay. And the if you want to see more about the server, like what is the kernel, what is the OS, all those things. So all those things in Chef, it is captured under the attribute section. Okay, if I go to the attribute section, so you can see each and every in detail details of your server. So okay, the host name IP, the machine name IP, okay, the FQDN domain, okay, all the details you can see here. Okay, so this is how you can see all your details. So how these details you got it? How Chef is able to capture all the OS details. So how means while installation of Chef client in the particular node, okay, so there is a plugin called OHI. Okay, so there is a plugin called OHI. So that plugin, what will do once it's got installed and it's got registered while doing the registration. So once the registration is happening, so here the convergence will happen. Okay, convergence is nothing but for every set of time, Chef client will reach the Chef server and Chef client will try to get the updated details and it provide all the details whatever it has. Okay, so during that process, okay, so while providing the details from Chef client to server, so OHI will play a major role. Okay, what OHI will do? OHI will grab all the details from the particular this particular client and then it gives the Chef server. Okay, it's for reference purpose. So okay, so during the execution of your code, if you want to use any of these values in this attribute section, you can use it. So simply node something like if you want to use the something like example like okay, if you want to use the host name, okay, so what you can do in the code you can mention node square brackets, inside square bracket you can mention host name. So wherever you use node square brackets host name, in all those places it will pass this particular IP. That is how if you want to use it, you can use it. Okay, so basically what this bootstrap is doing now, let's see. Okay, so now what it has done, it has registered the server. So what it has done in the first step, it's trying to create the client and the node for the Chef client. Means it's trying to create the configuration. Okay, it's trying to create the configuration files for this server. Okay, so once it's called created, what it done, next step it connected to the Chef server. It's connected to the particular node. You can see here. Okay, so once it's connected to the node, it trying to install the software. Okay, so it downloaded the software and it's trying to install. So once the first it's trying to download, you can see here. So once the download is done, okay, so it's trying to install the particular Chef client software. Okay, so once the installation is done, now here it's trying, you can see thanks for installing Chef, starting the first Chef client run. Okay, that means it's trying to go and register itself with the Chef server. So okay, with the help of bootstrap, this complete operation is done. Okay, once the registration, during the registration, it's trying to check the run list whether it has any cookbooks or not. Cookbooks are nothing but the chef code. But we haven't rolled any chef code, right? So we did not roll anything to run. Okay, so that's the reason the run list is empty. So whatever the code you want to execute on the server, we add into the particular node run list. So once you add the node into the node run list, it will get executed. Okay, that is what happened here. Okay. So nothing to exit. So it just registered itself and it just came out of the loop and says successful. So bootstrap is a command which will help you to connect to the client. No. So it will help you to connect to the remote server and it install the chef client software and it will make sure that server registered to the chef server. That is what bootstrap is doing. Is it clear?
Yeah, clear. Yeah.
Okay. So that is what here it says. Now next thing is so we have seen. So now, so if you want to execute any code in the server, so what you have to do is once you select, like as I said, every server has its own run list. Okay, so you can see here the server run list. Okay, so every server has its own run list. In the server run list, what you have to do, you have to click on the edit and you have to add it. Okay, you have to add the available recipes or rules. So recipes is nothing but your code. Roles is nothing but it's a combination of recipes or it's a combination of roles. Okay, instead of executing multiple recipes at a time, you can create a role and you can execute. Okay, you can just drag and drop something if you want to install Apache inside the server. So what you can do, you can just drag and drop like this, simply. That's it. Okay, so once you drag and drop, okay, so if you go inside this particular server and if you run the chef client software, okay, this particular Apache will get installed. Okay, so by default each and by default what we'll do is we will be enabling the auto convergence. Okay, so auto convergence is nothing but see, when you install the chef client software inside the server, we say to the server saying like, for every set of time, please go and contact the chef server and get the latest updates and try to install if you have anything. That is what convergence will tell. Convergence, what it will do, for every set of time, this particular client server, okay, this server is right, Amazon server. This server will contact our chef server and check whether it has anything in this run list or not. If something is in the run list, it will try to execute this. Okay, example I'll show you now. So I have added here the Apache like this. I've added Apache and I saved my run list. Okay, if I refresh my run list, so previously it was empty, now I added something. Okay, shift line and you can see Apache, okay, in the run list. Now what you can do, go to the command prompt. Okay, so go down and connect to that server. Okay, so how do you connect? SSH ec2-user at the rate, okay, the IP. Okay, SSH user at the rate IP space -i the key. the key you want to connect to the server. Okay, so now I have connected server. Now you can see it. So from my terminal, it came into the server terminal. So now you can see, thanks for login to EC2 Amazon Linux AMI. Okay, that is the AMI we selected, right? Okay, so once you log into server, use sudo chef hyphen client. So use this command. Okay, once you do this command, so this server will contact chef server and get if anything is present in the run list, and if you want to execute that. Okay, now enter. Now you can see here. Okay, see. So what happened? Yeah. So I told to run Apache, right? So immediately run Apache cookbook. You can see. So resolving cookbooks. Previously, if you see, previously the run list was empty. So if I go up, see here, which I have added here. Previously, run list was empty because I did not told anything to execute. But this time, I told to execute the chef. Sorry, I execute to Apache. Okay. So when I given that, it has installed. You can see here. Okay, all the steps. So I'll tell you how to write this cookbook. Okay. So, but I just before that, the execution process I just want to tell you. Okay. So if you want to execute during the bootstrap itself, okay, while giving the command at the end, what you can do, you can put minus R reference your run list. So minus R run list, and inside that you can mention all your roles or recipes. Okay, or if you want to do from console, that is how you have to do, and you have to log into server and you have to run the chef client. Okay, so these are different ways you can do it.
Question, but ignore my question if you are already covering in future classes. But let's say you have to do this on the multiple servers, let's say 20 servers at a time. If I do it in this way, is there an option of selecting a common run list for all the 20 servers and execute this sudo client command and on all the 20 servers at the same time?
See, I just told you right now. So what I told you in real time scenario, so we don't log into each and individual server and we don't run chef client command. Okay, so why I'm saying we don't run? Because in real time scenario you may have 20 or 30 or 100 servers. Okay, so wherever you add your cookbook or wherever you add your role, you cannot log into each and every server and you cannot run chef client, right? So in those scenario, so the convergence, the name called convergence will be enabled. So once you enable the option convergence, so what it will do, it will try to converge for every set of time. By default, it will be 30 minutes. For every 30 minutes, this server will contact this our chef server and it will check for any update. Okay, so as I mentioned, so if you have any common role which you upload on 20 nodes, for every set of time those nodes will get convergence, right? So whenever it get convergence, automatically it get executed. Okay, whenever it happens, it will get executed. That is how it will do.
Okay. Are you going to show us how do we do the convergence part also?
Yeah, so that is nothing. That is a small very part. So it's only a cookbook. Okay, so it's a chef client cookbook. Okay, so where you get in the chef supermarket, download that. So in that, I'll just show you the attribute. Okay, I'll just show you in coming days. I'll just show you the cookbook. So what is the cookbook? You have to install in the server. So if you install, how the convergence will happen. So if the convergence happen, how to check that whether your server is converged or not. How means, like example, I'll just exit from server. Just give me a second. I think it got hanged up. Yeah. So if you want to check that, so what you do, knife status name colon followed by the server name, like whatever the server name you use to reach it. Example, I use chef client name, right? So chef hyphen client. Okay, enter. Okay, so if you see, so it says 5 minutes ago. Okay, so by default you can put whatever the convergence time. So here I haven't enabled the auto convergence because uh, you may add your server to auto convergence wherever it's required. If in few cases, if you don't require auto convergence, don't enable that. Okay, so but when you work on real time environment client servers, we put auto convergence enable every time. So why we put auto convergence enable? So why what is the reason? So why means now I have run Apache Kuku. Okay, it runs successfully. And what happened if I go to my website, I should be able to access Apache. Take this private IP, go here, enter. See, this is new Apache Kuku, right? So that is what happened. So now, if someone logged into the server, okay, if someone logged into the server and someone's changed this configuration file, so this index.html file content has been changed, or they removed this file from this place, mistakenly they might remove. Okay, so in real time scenario, someone made some configuration changes, it's gonna affect your application. Okay, it's gonna affect your environment, right? So to avoid those kind of things, what we do, so we enable the auto convergence. So if auto convergence enable, example, if you enable for 5 minutes, okay, so after 5 minutes, what it will do, it will try to converge again. That means it again contact the chef server, again it will check for the latest update, okay, and it will check for the latest update and it will check for the existing cookbook as well. Okay, so if it has no update, it will go with Apache and it says, okay, Apache is already installed, and it check whether all the files inside the cookbook and what all changes happen inside the server are same or not. If someone has been changed, okay, example, let take me. If I went into server and mistakenly deleted index.html file, okay, if I do that, automatically chef client will revert those changes back again. Means what all the files are missing, it will try to create the file or it will try to copy from the cookbook. So whatever the things we write in the recipe, it will perform that operation. That's it. Very simple. So because of that, automatically you will get your changes back. So that's the reason in real time scenario we will enable the auto convergence.
Can you repeat that again? I'm just taking some notes.
Yeah. So what I'm saying, so we will enable the auto convergence because if suddenly someone deleted the files from inside server, example, let us do this one once. Now let me connect to the server. I have connected to the server. Yeah. Okay. So now I connected to the server, and what I'll do, I'll just go to this path, HTML path. Okay, so I just go into this path and I just remove this file. Sorry, index to HTML file. sudo permission to delete it. Okay, the file has been deleted. Now if I do ll, there is no file. Okay, so unmistakably I have deleted a file. Okay, I don't know how to revert back. So what you do, simply run chef client in the server. So if you do run chef client, so what will happen, it will bring back those changes. Okay, so if I run chef client, see, it will say all other steps are up to date, only this particular file is deleted, right? It will copy only this file. Now see, just give me a second.
Sudo chef client, right?
Yeah. So it giving some other error. Okay, let me do from outside again. Okay, so now minus r, okay, recipe Apache. Enter. See, now what happens, see, if you see here, I told you I have just run on the Apache again. So when I run that, says it's trying to synchronize the cookbooks, and now it's trying to convergence. So it says m package should be action install up to date. So service enable up to date. Okay, start up to date, and only the file index.html file is not present, right? So now you can see it's trying to create a file again. The other steps are stays up to date. Only the file, whatever the file got created, it has been created, and all other files are up to date. You can see up to date, up to date, up to date, and it's done. So out of 10 resources, so it has convergence only one means only one resource has been converged. All other are fine, right? So it doesn't do anything simply. Okay. If I run again now, see what happens.
So question, we used knife bootstrap command to integrate your AWS server with chef client. And then later we added another attribute minus R recipe to run Apache. So are you creating the server, integrating and running the Apache, or if the server does exist, it would just execute the Apache cookbook?
If what it will do, it will try to re-register it again. Okay. If the server is present, it will just execute the particular recipe. That's it.
Okay.
Okay. So now you can see it. This time it says everything is up to date because all the files are already present inside the server, right? So there is a convergence will work. So if the files are already present, okay, it doesn't do anything. If the files are not present, it will try to recreate it. That is how it will work in chef. Okay, so if the cookbook is keep on trying to execute, this is how it will do. Is it clear? The process?
Yeah, clear.
So this is how Bootstrap will work.
You're running out of battery, 8%.
Yeah. Yes. So any doubts? Okay. So now, so now what we done? We just created a server and we done the bootstrap. Okay. If the servers are already created, if you want to integrate with the chef, okay, by doing this way you can integrate. Okay. But in few scenarios, I just don't want to in few scenarios I just don't want to create in this way. Okay, so everything should be done through the chef. Okay, chef has to go and chef has to register itself. Chef has to go to the Amazon server. It has to create the server. Then it has to install the chef. If everything should be automated. Okay, then how to handle that? How do you handle that? So how do you handle that means? So what you can do is first of all get all your details like what is the server you want to create, what is the size you want to create, okay, what is the type and what is the security group you want to assign, what is the subnet you want to assign to the server. So what all, while creating server, these are the details which we selected through the console, right? So what all things you want to select when you create the server, get all those details, okay, and mention in the knife.rb file or while executing the knife command in the option. Okay, so in any of these two places, mention your details and then execute the command. Okay, once you execute one, we have a knife command, a knife ec2 server create command. So that knife ec2 server create command, what it will do? When you trigger that command, it goes to the AWS Amazon. It goes to the Amazon. Okay, it takes all the details. It goes to the Amazon and it creates the server. Okay, so for that, first of all, what you have to do, inside your cd.chef, okay, we have something called knife.rb file. So if you are not speaking, please mute yourself. I can hear you echo sounds. Yeah. Okay, so cat.chef slash knife.rb. If you do this, so here you can see inside knife.rb file. So you can see I have configured few details. So these are the details which are belongs to Amazon. So here AWS access key and secret key to authenticate your AWS, okay, and the key ID. So it's nothing but at the final step I ascend and key pair to my server, right? So that is a key, that is the ID which I've selected here. Okay, and followed by in which region I want to create server and what is the availability zone I want to select while creating server and what is the image I want to select while creating the server and the flavor. Flavor is nothing but like I just showed you, right? So what is the CPU and RAM you want to assign to your server? So that is a flavor you have to mention here. So these are the details we mentioned uh, in the knife.rb file, so that it use these particular details to create a server. Okay, the security group details, the subnet details you can mention executing while the command. Okay, so those parts I'm gonna show you tomorrow. So how to get all these details, how to get these image details. So first of all, let me tell you how to get access key and secret key now. Okay, to get an access key and secret key, what you have to do, so go to the amazon.com. Okay, so here go to services in Amazon. In services select IAM. Okay, So go to IAM. So identity and access management. Okay. Click on the users. Okay. Create a user for this. Okay. Create a user for this kind of activities. Okay. So you should not use this user in other places. Okay. So have a dedicated user. Okay. Click on the add user. Give the username like demo something I want to give. Okay. So cancel access programmatical access, because we are doing some API calls, right? So click on next permission. Okay. So here what you can do, you can click on the attach policy or existing policies. We click here in the policy type, right down here. What are the policy you want to assign? So we have different level of permissions. Okay, in Amazon. So what are the permission you want to assign? You can assign your exact permission. Example, I want to assign the administration. Okay, so write down here. Admin, system administration or administration office. Okay, and next review. Okay, once everything looks fine, now click on the create user. Okay, so once the user got created, okay, so it will come like this. Okay, so once you got created, so what you'll do, go to the security credentials. Okay, here you can see access key option. Okay, during the user creation itself, you'll get option like this. It will create access key. So once it got created, so what you can do, it will give an option to download CSV file. Example like if I make inactive, if you are not using, you can make inactive and create access key. Okay, so yeah, okay, it's limit remove. I will now delete it. Okay, create access key. So once you click on the create access key, it will create access key for me, right? Now you can. Okay, now this is how you see success. So it says download CSV file, or you can show this. This is your access key and secret key. So what you can do, you can use these keys in your knife.rb file. Okay, got it? This is how you generate your access key and secret key, and you can mention in your knife.rb file. So once you mention like that, so when you execute any knife command, okay, in Amazon, so it will use the credentials to connect. Okay, that is how getting details one by one. So we have seen about credentials. Tomorrow we'll see how to get the details for the images.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Suppose if we have n number of nodes. N number of nodes.
Okay, so here you can create n number of nodes. There is no limitation. Like, okay, if you want to go with a different images.
Suppose if we have n number of nodes, we need to run this bootstrap command in each node, or like to connect to that Chuff server.
Yeah. So if you want to reach it on all the nodes, you have to do that. But in real time scenario, we don't. If your environment is keep on increasing, so we don't go and execute the bootstrap command. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna write a small script, a shell script, and we copy into our into our automation. While creating server itself, what you can do in the step you will mention. Okay, while creating server itself, we'll write a small shell script. Okay, so once the server created, the shell script will get executed on all the servers by default. So in that shell script, we'll write it how to download the software. So whatever the steps it has done during the bootstrap, right? So all the steps we'll write in the shell script. Okay, and we execute the shell script. So automatically all these steps will perform while creating server itself. So if you have a larger environment, we follow that way. So, but actually at the back end, how the process is running, so it's running a bootstrap. This is how we do. Okay.
Yeah, when we are back tomorrow, can we also look into that concept? Let's create two nodes by writing a small shell script and um, see how that.
Okay, so here during the bootstrap, okay, it does the same thing. So the here bootstrap is a script over here. Okay, bootstrap is doing that script. So what I'm saying, the script is useful when you have a larger environment. Example, you are build some cloud environment. Okay, so how the server get created in the cloud environments, we use some third party tools to create the servers. Example, we use some platforms. Okay, when you trigger some command through platforms using some portal platforms, so you have to select all the details in the platform, and you click on the submit button, it will create a request id, and at the back end that particular application will call the aws. Okay, when it called aws, it will ask to create a server. Once the server created, okay, so after creating server, this third party application will log into server and will install the chef client software by using that script file. So it is helpful for the third party tool, not for us basically.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what are these bootstrap steps it doing? So these all steps will write into the shell script. If you want to see how the shell script looks like, I can show you that.
Yeah.
I'll just show you that script, how that script looks like, how to write a script. Okay.
Or if you have any links, just send it over. We'll be prepared by tomorrow class. That would make our job.
There are no links actually for this.
Okay.
So everything is you have to learn in Chef if you want to learn something. So you have to learn from here. Chef dot
Manage downloads.
docs.chef.avo. Okay. You can learn from here everything. Okay. Yeah, Ambika, can you share your screen? So I can help you. So if you like other people, if you want to stay, you can stay. Otherwise, you can disconnect the call. So it's gone.
Gopal, can you share the comments you have used today?
Yeah. Knife bootstrap. Okay, I used only knife bootstrap, right? I just okay, fine. I think I'm not sure.
One other thing before we sign off, are you going to send us these recordings or links for recordings?
I think that you have to ask the organizer. So he will send all those details. Okay.
Okay.
Fail to authenticate. Yeah. So what it's saying, whatever the ID you used in your chef repo, that is invalid. It seems. That means your key got reset somehow. Okay. So what you can do, go to manage.chef.io once. Okay, go to administration. Yeah. So you have two organizations. Okay. So okay, you done. Okay. You added two. Okay. So now click on the go to users. Users down. select your username, Ambika24, and reset key on the left side. Yeah. Copy this key. Okay, download, you can see. Click on the download. Okay. Yeah. Now
Okay.
go to the downloads, copy this key and paste it in the .chef folder. Okay. No of opening. Just close it. No, don't do that. Don't do that. It's a key file. You should not do that. Just close this.
Are you there?
Yeah. So the screen is not still refreshing. Okay, take this down. What are the key you downloaded, right? Take this key and copy into .chef folder. Okay, remove that or you'll have one more file in .chef folder. Remove that and copy this new file and execute the command. It will work. Okay.
In which folder I have to do this?
In .chef, inside chef repo.
Okay.
Okay. So copy into .chef and try to execute the command.